you guys. Happy Monday. It's Lisa Lupo hopping on. This is Transformational Living, where we are here to support you in your health and wellness goals. We represent Isagenix, which is an incredible nutrition and holistic wellness company. What's up, Michelle? How are you, girl? And I am hopping on here to talk about, we're right in the middle of our, hi Jade, right in the middle of our 12-week, actually we're towards the end, of our 12-week Mind, Body, Spirit lifestyle program. So the first 4 weeks, we're all focused totally on body. We are now in the mind phase, and we're actually in week 8. So this week's topic was all about forgiveness and basically learning how to send love and compassion and kindness to even those who we may have ill feelings towards, or people that we come into contact day to day who might aggravate us or trigger something in us that puts us in a bad mood, and learning how to really lead from your spiritual side instead of your ego. Lead from the spirit, which says, I forgive you. I know you're doing your very best. And sometimes this is really hard to do. I always give my husband a hard time about when we're driving, because driving is a challenging one for him, and seeing how many people are clueless and cutting you off, and just there's a lot of bad drivers out there, right? And learning how to just understand that everyone's doing their very best. A lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people are dealing with life challenges and different things going on, and they're not present, and they're not realizing how their actions or their behaviors may be affecting other people. And we've all been there, right? We've all had challenges. We've all had things in our lives that have maybe caused us to act a certain way or be a certain way to somebody. And so when we can operate from a place of having compassion, knowing that this person is probably going through something that's painful, or they're carrying around a pain from years past, that's inhibiting their ability to see how they're acting, and we're actually dealing with that right now. We actually have a neighbor that's doing some things in the neighborhood, just filthy, leaving things, trash and different things like that, and realizing that we have to have compassion for the fact that he is obviously having a rough time in life, or there's some things going on that he's completely checked out to how he shows up in the world. And so instead of being angry and putting out anger and bad feelings and putting yourself in a bad mood and feeling like a victim, or feeling like, why do people keep doing this, or why does this keep happening to me, that we switch it and we say, this is not about me, and I'm going to have compassion, knowing that this person's doing their very best and they're probably dealing with something really hard. And that is so freeing when you are able to genuinely send compassion to someone who is acting a way that is not great, that's not nice, right? And then the whole forgiveness piece, hi Tanya. The whole forgiveness piece is just absolutely such a powerful topic, and it's easier said than done. I've actually practiced this in my own life with a family member, and I've worked through kind of understanding that the freedom that I gain from forgiving someone who's hurt me is, a lot of times people say, well, I want that other person to know what they did, or I want them to apologize or to recognize what they did to me. And we may not always get that. We may not always get the other person to apologize, or to recognize that they've even done something wrong, or to take ownership for some way that they've hurt you, or misled you, or anything that's happened in life that you feel you have resentment or pain or hurt about. And so the only thing we have control over, we don't have control over what anyone else does or says, but the only thing we have control over is how we show up, how we feel, the energy we bring, the mindset we have, the attitude we choose to operate in, and being able to let go of past hurts. And like I said, easier said than done, but being able to literally forgive and know that even if I never get an apology, or even if I never get recognition that this person did this to me or said this to me or hurt me in this way, I have forgiveness for them, because I know that carrying around resentment and hurt and anger is only going to inhibit me from living my truth and from being my best self. Because we carry around these things. We carry around past hurts and resentments and anger and sometimes hatred and sometimes very, very bad emotions about other people. We carry those things around like weights. It's basically like carrying a backpack full of rocks and lugging it around with you. It's a heavy load, and it weighs on you, and it goes with you everywhere you go, and it comes up in different times of your life. And sometimes you don't even realize that something you might be facing now is actually connected to the resentment, the hurt, the anger, the whatever you have from your past, from 10, 15 years ago. Hi, Tammy. And actually, Chris just recently went through this, realizing, he had kind of a breakthrough, realizing that some of the stuff that was going on in his childhood from years ago, that he was still carrying around with him, and past hurts and different things. And that resentment, it literally eats away at you. It literally eats away at you, and it inhibits you from being your best self. It inhibits you from growth. So, one of the things the examples that I like to give, that I think this is from a Wayne Dyer video. If you're familiar with Wayne Dyer, you can YouTube him. He talks about, people don't die from a snake bite. They eventually die from the venom. The venom is what's toxic. It's not the snake bite itself. And it's the same thing with life happenings and challenges and things that happen to us, right? So when someone does something to us, it's like the snake bite, right? You get bit. It hurts, it's painful, you are frustrated, you're angry, but it's not the actual event. It's not the actual snake bite that does the damage. It's the venom from the snake bite that continues to flow through your body that does the damage. And that's the same analogy as the resentment, the anger, the hurt, the pain, the whatever it is you're carrying around with you from a past hurt. That is what does the damage in our own lives. And so that's what we want to free ourselves from. It's obviously amazing if we can get the other person to recognize what they've done, and we can get an apology, and we can feel better about the fact that they recognized some way they've treated you or whatever. But even without that, our ability to forgive somebody on our side and say, I release any hurt, anger, pain, frustration, hate I have towards you, because I know that you're doing your very best, and I know that you have pain too, and I know that you've brought to the table your pains and things that you've gone through, and maybe haven't dealt with those things, and it's not personal. It's, in most cases, it's not about you. It's people act out, and people do hurtful things, and people make bad decisions, and things happen in life most of the time because they're operating from a place of their own pain, their own hurt, their own tragedy. And when we can really understand that and recognize that every single person in this world is dealing with challenges. Every single person in this world has heartbreak, has disappointment, has been let down, has been lied to, has been cheated, has been, you name it. Everybody has something and has some sort of pain in their life, whatever it might be, that is affecting how they show up in life. And so when we can recognize our own stuff and say, okay, I only have control over me, I only have control over what I do and what I bring to the table, I'm going to forgive and release that negative energy and kind of cut the ties with that negative energy I have around that person, whoever that is. And this is true for forgiving ourselves even. I mean, forgiving yourself for past mistakes you've made or failures you've had, which, if you get into talking about success and failure is just how you get to success. You fail your way forward, right? So failure isn't really failure. It's actually just a step in the process of success to success. But thinking about ways in which you may have fallen short, or maybe you gave up on something, or maybe you hurt somebody, or maybe you have something in your life that you're ashamed of. and being able to forgive yourself and move on and let go and identify what is the pain, why is it there, who was I being in that time, and literally asking for forgiveness energetically, even if it's not to the person, it's energetically, spiritually, through meditation, through whatever practices that you do, allowing that energy to be released and for you to forgive yourself for anything that you've done, and putting that energy out there into the world that you are that you are sorry for the ways that you've acted or things that you've done, and really giving yourself that forgiveness to move forward and move on. So this has gone on a little longer than I planned, but I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit about forgiveness and about just the whole idea of compassion. And this is something that I struggled with for a really long time, was having compassion for people. I'm really hard on myself, and I've had a hard time having compassion for myself. And so of course I have a hard time having compassion for others. So I've had to practice having compassion for myself for certain things, and learning how to really have compassion for other people and express that compassion, and be in a place of kindness and compassion and love, instead of operating from a place of anger, hurt, frustration, victim mode, why me, that whole thing. I used to be in that place, that mindset for years. And so through this 4-week mind phase, we have one more week in the mind phase, and then we're going to move into the spiritual phase. So the spiritual phase will be the last 4 weeks, and we are going to be implementing our essential oils at a new level. I've been using them every single day, absolutely love them. And we're going to be talking about how to create a very, very calming, peaceful environment for you to have spiritual growth. And I believe, from what I've been doing with the essential oils and what I've read and what I've been experiencing, I believe that essential oils are incredibly powerful for us, not only from an internal wellness aspect, but spiritually too. So we're going to be incorporating that in the next phase. But we do have, one more week left of the mind phase, I think. Am I right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So we have one more week left of the mind phase, and then we'll be moving into the spiritual phase. So anybody that's watching this on the replay, comment below, let me know how you're doing. And if you have anything to add to this topic of forgiveness, if you want to share. And if you haven't seen, look through the group and scroll through and look at all of the announcements from today of all the products that were launched this morning. We have a bunch of seasonal stuff that came. We have a new holiday giving guide with lots of great discounts and awesome stuff, so you can get gifts for your family. If you're somebody who shares Isagenix with others, this is a great way to get money back on your orders, so you can actually earn money on your own purchases. If you are somebody who's tapping into our incredible wealth creation aspect of Isagenix. So let us know if you're somebody that's interested in that. We can share with you how you can actually earn money back on your gift giving, if you're giving Isagenix as a gift, and actually take advantage of shopping online in your own Isagenix store and getting paid for it. So we will see you guys next time. Have a beautiful evening, and we'll see you later. Bye.